Thanks to Jersey Sports Zone, and Volpe makes almost the identical play.
At home, they call me Big Al, and I hit dingers.
Remember that young man, Big Al?
The Minnesota Lynx select Diamond Miller.
Video courtesy of Jersey Sports Zone.
It's an incredible goal, so that's a nice one. It's deserved of number one.
You got my food.
Number 2, New Jersey high school football.
Here on Jersey Sports Zone.
The high school sports scene continues to heat up as we're in October. This is Beyond the Score, presented by Jersey Sports Zone and RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together. Big thanks to RWJ Barnabas for allowing us, Jay Cook, to talk high school sports each and every week on the pod.
A great partner and allow us to do a lot of things here in New Jersey. So let's be healthy together. I love the sound of that.
So we usually get going with football. We're going to have a lot of football this week, but I thought it was cool if we lead with soccer because we had our big event this week.
Deservedly so, yeah. Look, partnerships with professional franchises are so cool. We talked about it last week on the podcast, and you were able to get those top goal nominees and winners down onto the field at Red Bull Arena. Just incredible. Right, incredible.
Yeah, so it was 2 parts. We picked our 5 best goals, and the first part was going to a practice session last Tuesday. Now, I'll give you a little breaking news here. The Red Bulls are about to move next to the Jets in Florham Park.
Oof.
And apparently that practice facility is going to be absolute world-class with the World Cup right around the corner.
Yeah.
Teams from around the world will be clamoring to get in there to use it as a training facility. But look, the Red Bulls facility as it is right now in East Hanover, no surprise, just immaculate pitch.
Oh, absolutely.
So we had 4 of the 5 guys come up to practice on Tuesday. Everett from Bordentown had an AP exam, so he couldn't.
All right. Hey, look.
Hey, I understand, right?
They are high school kids, right?
So they rolled up there to practice, and what was great was as they were walking out onto the pitch to get going, everyone was saying hi, and then head coach Schwartz came over and spent a little time with the kids, so that was really cool. Then we got a whole tour of the practice facility. I got to see some really cool stuff, and then look, the highlight that you and I always know is the players from the Red Bulls, they got us 3 different guys to watch our top 5 goals.
Yeah.
And the reaction is so genuine and so wild. I think they went in there thinking like, okay, what are we going to see here? And they were really jacked up about all the goals, especially James Malia from Bergen Catholic at number 1. They were all really marveled at that goal.
Well, didn't they see that goal on social media, right?
Julian Hall, who's 17 and playing in the MLS. Talk about a young rising star on the American soccer scene. He's 17. As soon as he saw it, he goes, hey, I saw this on Instagram.
Imagine James. What a cool spot to be in.
So shout out Julian Hall for watching JSZ videos.
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
Love that the Red Bulls player is locked into what we're doing. So that was really cool. And again, that reaction of these kids knowing that these guys at the top of the mountain in the pro soccer world have a genuine appreciation for what they did makes this such a cool experience.
Now, they also got to go to a game on Saturday. Now, those guys are on a soccer pitch all the time, but what do you think the experience was like for them to kind of be there on the sideline as a professional team is warming up? Like that's pretty cool.
So when we all walked out, you could tell as guys who, their lives are dedicated to soccer, to see even just the warm-ups at the professional level, they were definitely soaking it up and taking it in.
That's cool.
A lot of pictures were taken.
Oh, yeah,
which is what you want the experience to be. So, look, a big thanks to Erica Moya at the Red Bulls. She did a great job of making those kids feel special. I hope this is something that we can continue to build on. But, again, the biggest takeaway is on our end, we want to give them 5 goals that are worthy of the honor. And there's no question that was mission accomplished.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think as we continue to build on this, I know we had talked about maybe doing something for the rest of this regular season to continue on for the Rebels later on, and then we do this partnership another year later. The goals are just going to keep getting better and better, so that's really exciting.
Yeah, and we got to get with FC Gotham too on the girls' side.
Yeah.
So the way the schedule is, the Red Bulls regular season's coming to a close. So like you said, I think if we took the best the next best 5 goals we have for the remainder of the season, we should be able to do that at the beginning, like whenever they get rolling again in March. I think that'd be really cool. But really, it was very similar to the Devils, where we're trying to give the kids that we cover a real special experience. And it's not just picking names out of a hat or anything like that. It's just like, we take great pride in the quality of our video. And, I think we passed the test. The kids passed the test. And thanks again to the Red Bulls. That was really awesome.
It's one thing to win one award, but it's another 46 things to win 46 awards. New Jersey's most comprehensive academic healthcare system. Learn more at rwjbh.org/US News.
It's really nice to be in a situation, in a place where there are very good people who take good care of people.
Orthopedics it's not about saving lives, it's about saving quality of life.
A lot of people, we live high stress lives, so if you tell someone they can't do something for whatever reason, that's pretty traumatic.
I really take pride in trying to be empathetic and trying to put myself in every patient's shoes.
I want to take care of people like I'd want to take care of my family. And I think that when you do that and give somebody that family feeling and give them your honest opinion for what you would do, they value that.
Just a huge week of the high school soccer world here in New Jersey. It's going back to Sports Illustrated Stadium on Tuesday. Number 1 New Jersey's team, St. Benedict's, the number 1 team in the country, facing off against Pingree, who is the number 9 team in the country. This is going to be one of the biggest boys soccer games of the entire season. Should be an awesome game. That was the non-public A state championship game last year that Benedict's won in a really tight, close game. So I know a lot of people in New Jersey are looking forward to seeing how that plays out. We also have a ton of teams here in New Jersey that are in the national rankings. On the girls' side, Rutgers Prep, 35 straight unbeaten game streak. Unbelievable run that this team is on right now. They're number 1 in the country. You look at Paul VI, the girls' Paul VI team down in Haddonfield, number 7 in the country. And the newest one, a team that we have seen just get better every year, Ramsey, is number 21 in the country. So you look at this entire high school soccer scene here in New Jersey, 5 teams top 20, border top 20 in the entire country. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, we're excited that we're going to get the Rutgers Prep girls on Wednesday against Immaculata.
Huge game.
We had them against Pingree. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
It got lightninged out, so it happened, but it didn't happen.
Yes.
This time, I think, as long as the weather cooperates, we're gonna see it through for 80 minutes, and we'll give Rutgers Prep girls the spotlight that they deserve. And the girls soccer scene is just tremendous in New Jersey, and I'm excited to see. We'll amp up our girls soccer coverage here over the next few weeks, and get those big games and big matchups. On the Shore Conference tournament is going to be started soon. Really excited to see how that shakes out. There's a lot of good teams there. I got to see RBC Middletown South last week.
Yeah.
Paige Foy going to the University of Maryland. Dad played in the NBA, Randy Foy. Good DNA. She scored both goals. It's an exciting time as things are starting to ramp up. We're getting to be in bracket watching season here. Probably next week we'll really start to dive into those brackets.
Definitely. We already see a lot of the county and conference tournaments starting to play out here with seedings. I think look, up in North Jersey, every single county has their own tournament. So, you're looking at 8, 9, 10 different counties around north of the Driscoll Bridge that are going to really start to get everything figured out. We know who the big-time players are right now. There was some big wins, some out-of-conference games that are going to shake things up. St. Augustine beating Del Barton not too long ago. That changes some things.
Randolph, too.
And Randolph, too. Yeah, Randolph. And I actually saw Del Barton beat Randolph earlier in the year. So congratulations to the Rams for taking out a Morris County power in Del Barton. So, look, this is where the soccer season really gets to be a lot of fun. You get to these county and conference tournaments, and just about anything can happen.
High school soccer on the forefront, and how about football? We're going to talk Don Bosco and a wild week. The highlight gods were quite kind to us. You're watching the Beyond the Score podcast presented by RWJ Barnabas Health.
Dream big, they say. We say dream bigger. Over 3 million square feet of bigger, so you can plunge deeper, play in the snow longer, wonder greater, pose with your friends sillier, Shop with your family happier. Make every meal tastier. And float higher than ever. Whatever your dream is, come live it big time at American Dream.
What a week of football. Sometimes we pick some good ones, and sometimes we pick a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
And I think this week we picked a lot of good ones. But we got to get started with the lead story, which is Don Bosco claims the #1 spot in the state polls, rightfully so after beating Bergen Catholic. Would there be a letdown? Would there be a Bergen hangover against DePaul Catholic, a defending state champ in non-public B, an elite quarterback? Would there be a hangover? Would there be a letdown? The answer is a resounding no.
No letdown. Bosco's on. They're zeroed in. I mean, that's what I had a couple conversations with a couple of the coaches afterwards, and I just said, boy, you guys are zeroed in. It's unbelievable to see. Bosco is just absolutely locked in right now. They've got this chemistry going on up there in Ramsey this year. It's looking like it's going to be a special year. I mean, that's what we're figuring out. And Bergen Catholic, a non-public A state champion last year. DePaul Catholic, non-public B state champion last year. Don Bosco has held 2 straight state champions in back-to-back weeks to 24 total points. That's the level that this defense is on right now. 24 total points to 2 state champions allowed in back-to-back weeks.
Well, and that's the thing. When you always kind of analyze, it's easy to just kind of pull up the stats and what's this guy running for? What's this guy, passing for, receiving yards? With Don Bosco, it's defense. It just seems like, we've shot them a couple of times now. Different guys stepping up. The Ramos pick 6 this week was awesome. And just the week before, we had different guys going on. So I think that's what's the most interesting is when you have 4, 5, 6, 7 playmakers on the defensive side of the ball that, hey, it's easy to get an offensive highlight on our highlight reels.
Sure.
But when you're watching your breakdown and seeing all the defense, that's a credit to see that defensive unit be the reason, the big reason why they are in a dominant phase right now.
It's just everybody's contributing, right? Kyle Ramos is a sophomore. We covered his 2 older brothers extensively. I mean, I've been covering Ramos' brothers since 2018, 2019 at Don Bosco. I said to him after the game, I said, are you the last one? He's like, I'm the last one. So we're going to get to soak up another 2 years.
Older brother at Navy was an awesome player at Navy.
Yeah. So look, I mean, Kane Ramos, just an incredible touchdown. A pick 6 of Derek Zammit. I mean, how many kids have pick 6 Derek Zammit?
Short list.
It's an incredibly short list. So everybody's contributing at Don Bosco. They're so locked in. It's really impressive to see. Now look, and I don't want to take anything away from DePaul Catholic. I had conversations. I still think Derek is by far and away the best quarterback in New Jersey. I'd be hard to convince me otherwise.
How about that run?
The run was. You look at a kid who's doing every single thing he can to win.
Right.
That run embodied that. I could feel my jaw hit the turf at DePaul watching that run. I just said, "Oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like that from a quarterback."
Right.
From a quarterback, it was incredible. Now, and that's the kind of guy that you get in Derek Zammit. He's going to give you everything he has. Do they have the playmakers from last year? Look, you lose 2 Notre Dames and an Ohio State. Things are going to change. But Derek is an incredible quarterback. That's a really well-coached team up there at DePaul. They're going to have to, try and get everything else in place. I think they're still going to be the heavy favorites in non-public B. This doesn't take anything away from that and anything away from what they're going to do this year. This is still a team that's going to seriously challenge for a state championship at MetLife when it's all said and done. But a bump in the road for DePaul, certainly. I think they're going to watch the film and learn, hey, what can we do a little bit better? I don't think they're going to see a defense the rest of the way as good as Don Bosco. But Don Bosco, in back-to-back weeks, took absolutely, all the doubt out of the air. This is the #1 football team in New Jersey.
So we got the 1 versus 3 in the state, awesome game, Bosco statement, and then it was just a wild week of craziness. And we have to start with Thursday. I hope you bet the over in Bogota and Weehawken.
Our guy Sean Dugan, new to the freelance team here at Jersey Sports Zone. I've been working closely with him. I said, "Hey, go get this NJIC game on Thursday. Let's get a little love out there and get to a conference that we can't always get to." He said, "Sure." So I get a text, 8:30, 8:45, 40-40. And I said, "Oh my goodness." He's like, "Yeah, this is a crazy game." I text him about 20 minutes later. So what's the update? I get a picture of the scoreboard, 61-60. He said, "Defense optional tonight. It's not happening. There's no defense being played." I said, "Oh my goodness gracious." That game, off the chain, 121 points scored in a high school football game. Double overtime, back and forth. Everybody scoring. I mean, it was just absolutely insane on Thursday night in Bergen County. 121 points in a high school football game. Crazy.
I feel like the NJIC is like the MAC in college football. Like, they put those Tuesday MACtion games. Like, for us, a Thursday NJIC special, you might get something really cool and wild.
Goofy.
And that's what we got. It was absolutely wild.
It was crazy. You go from that into the Friday action, which, look, maybe not, 121 points being scored, but just another couple more incredible matchups here. You were up in Allendale on Friday. I think, your total was maybe the first quarter total from the Bogota Weehawken game, but an incredible grudge match there.
The two great teams, Northern Highlands against Old Tapan, and, you had the Zamet run.
Yeah.
You had Julian Peterson from Winslow with the Jadavion Clowney knocks the helmet off.
Yeah.
And then I'm at a 7-7 game late in the third quarter, and Zach Michelli, if you watch the first 2 seconds of the video and you look at the pocket absolutely collapse, you say, okay, he has 96% chance of getting sacked here.
Sure.
He steps out somehow. The defender's on his leg. He somehow gets the pass off. And Leo Etter in the back of the end zone, the very back of the end zone, gets both feet down, circus catch. That's the game-winning touchdown. That was our number one play of the week.
Yeah.
Now, you could argue Zamet. You could argue Peterson. There's no question. That's what's fun about the top 10. And we went back and forth on it. But the stakes of that, a game-winning touchdown, and Old Tapan goes on the road and beats Northern Highlands 14-7. That was a whale of a game and a whale of a play. I had my headline was Michelli Magic, and that's what they were saying is they're like, if something goes haywire, he'll figure out a way to make something out of nothing, and that's what he did. But I enjoyed watching both of those teams. I know he's your guy, Seth Small. Just a great, reliable receiver. Just love the way they mixed and matched. Those two teams are going to be very much in the late November conversation. That was a treat to watch.
For sure. We're going to see Northern Highlands down the road when they play Ramapo to close out the regular season. I mean, that game speaks for itself. And Highlands is going to kind of reboot here and get ready for that one in a couple weeks. But Old Tapan just, how do they do it? I mean, They have another guy every single week step up. Again, right, Northern Highlands is kind of going down the field late in the fourth quarter, and they make a defensive stand, just like they did to beat Ramapo a couple weeks ago. It's this Old Tapan team is, it's almost Old Tapan magic, right? I mean, everybody is able to kind of step up when their number is called. They always are able to do that.
And they do the little things well.
Yeah.
They punted away down the ball at the 4-yard line. A lot of teams might not execute that, and then Northern Highlands is at the 20. That's 16 yards proved to be huge because Northern Highlands got it down there.
Yeah.
They were able to get it down. Calarco ran for 130. Canning ran for 131. So they actually outgained Old Tappan. But Old Tappan just figured out a way. They do those little things and make those plays. And that's why they're 6-0 and they're top 10 in New Jersey.
A lot of great offense being played, a lot of great defense being played, and we get down to some other games. The stakes were really high at the end of some games this week, too. On Friday, we were at Wayne Valley, Wayne Hills, a back-and-forth game. I heard there could have been 6,000-7,000 people there at that game. I was just on the other side of town at DePaul, and the crowd at DePaul wasn't that big because they were like, everybody in town is at Wayne Hills, Wayne Valley. Wow. And Wayne Valley, how about that blocked field goal at the end of the game to beat Wayne Hills? I mean, just what an unbelievable effort. And a great game, too. Back and forth action up and down the field. Wayne Valley picks up a massive win against a crosstown rival.
34-31. Yeah. And look, that's one of those games that every year you can book it's going to be a wild game.
No matter what.
No matter what, throw records out the window, that great cliche. When it comes to Wayne Hills and Wayne Valley, that's what happens. So you have that block field goal, and then we got 2-point conversions.
2-point conversion mania, yeah.
Right. So I'm at Roxbury Chatham on Saturday, and it's Roxbury goes in, 2:21 to go, 28-yard touchdown run is 28-21. Chatham throws like a 50-yard bomb. They score 47 seconds left, and I hear Coach Piccarello from Chatham goes, well, guys, you want to win it now? What do you want to do?
Wow.
And the kids are like, let's go. And the Roxbury defense, I joked with Coach Raumus, like you got to go on the film because it wasn't like one kid who made the heroic tackle.
Yeah.
It was like 7 guys got to Shep Boyd, makes the stuff. And Roxbury's this team. They're 4-2. They're very young.
Very young, yeah.
That quarterback, Frankie Falco, is a sophomore. Wow. He is fun to watch. Great dual threat. They got a lot of young dudes. Ryan Valentine. Yep. You kind of look at their roster. And this was the year they were supposed to take their lumps. Well, they're figuring out a way to win games. They've got 3 straight wins now. Game-winning field goal in the 4th. Game-winning field goal in the 4th. Stop a 2-point conversion. And that's how you go from growing up in a hurry. So Roxbury's a team to watch for sure.
For sure. And then the other crazy ending was down in the WJFL. Our guy Tyler Mraz, right down to the finish. Cherokee, Shawnee, 2 Burlington County teams, goes right down to the wire. You talk about being in the right place at the right time. That 2-point try in the end zone, setting up for us with the camera, it's a gamble. You don't know where to stand.
Right.
You could go right in the middle. Maybe you stay on the one side. You want to make sure it happens. And then, when you're Tyler, you just point that camera up. The 2-point conversion comes right in front of him. Our guy, Stephen Barba Giovanni. I had to look down at that one because I didn't want to mess it up. Mr. Barba Giovanni, that's some crazy name right there. And it matched that incredible effort that he had pulling that ball, getting his hands right up underneath of it off the turf. Cherokee with a really, really impressive win over Shawnee, going for it on 2 in the 4th quarter.
I think it was a good Sunday Italian dinner at the Barba Giovanni house. I bet you the meatballs were a little bit better.
Yeah.
But that was a low ball. I mean,
yes.
It was amazing how he got that. And shout out Cooper Birdie did a good job on that play as well. So
Tennessee baseball commit.
Whoa, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
There's one heck of an athlete over there at Cherokee playing quarterback.
I'll tell you, so you look at a week like that when we game plan, I mean, it was wild game after wild game. So that's when it's fun. And it was really exciting. So how about, I'll tell you what, let's step away.
Yeah.
And when we come back, how about one more wild one? We're going to talk to the quarterback at Brick Memorial, Jason Lajara, who had nearly 500 yards of offense and 7 touchdowns.
I can't wait. Let's talk to Jason in a little bit, right when we get back on Beyond the Score.
No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Welcome back to the show. It's time to talk with one of the big performances from this past weekend in New Jersey high school football, Jay. There's so many stats I gotta look down and look at it. 26 of 32, 411 yards, 4 touchdowns, no INTs, 14 carries, 116 yards, 3 touchdowns. So when you add that all up, and it's quick math, I mean, that is absolutely insane. Is that 527 yards of offense and 7 touchdowns? That's why we had to talk to the QB1 at Brick Memorial, Jason Lajara. Thanks for jumping on with us, man.
Thank you guys for having me.
Homedale came in top 20 in the state. Brick Memorial beats the Hornets on the road 55-41. And this will kind of go down as one of the great showdown games. Jack Cannon, the two of you combined for over 1,000 yards of offense. I mean, that is an elite quarterback showdown. I mean, is that something when you're in the middle of the game, you realize this is pretty cool what's going on, Lajara versus Cannon?
Yeah, definitely. I had trained with him in the offseason a little bit. You know, he's a great athlete himself, so I have much respect for him for his game. And, you know, I knew every time he went out there, we had to get some scores on the board because of how good their offense is as well.
Jason, you guys have had to battle this year to get some wins, right? You guys have been down in some games and you've been up in some games. This is a team that's proving you guys are all business, man. You go up against a Homedale team who has just about taken out everybody in the shore, and you guys go out and drop over 50 on them. What was the game plan going into this week to execute and you know, go out and really send a statement?
You know, I think the biggest game plan was just to have fast tempo for us. We noticed that their defensive guys look at their wrist plans a lot. So for us, we had to do a lot of fast tempo. And there was even plays where, like, they weren't even set. Sometimes they didn't have a corner or a safety over top. So for us, I think it was just trying to get them off guard.
How do you guys feel coming out of this game now, right? Where it's a back and forth showdown. You guys continue to just put a lot of points on the board. Moving forward now, does this change anything about how you guys want to play? Did you guys figure something out about yourselves, or was this kind of a building towards, hey, look, this is our potential. We can drop 50 on just about anybody.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a way of finding our team morale. You know, last week against Donovan was a rough loss for us. I think we definitely should have won that game, and we beat ourselves. The whole week, you know, for us, we were the underdogs. Nobody had a chance. Nobody thought that we were going to win. So it's just that chip on our shoulder. And I think no matter what the rankings are, you know, if we're supposed to win, whatever records say, I think we have to keep that same intensity.
You missed the first couple of games. I'm sure that was really tough on you. Tell me what it was like for you to kind of keep in a positive mindset and also get back, because what you were dealing with, you know, the time out can be a lot of different things. So I imagine those first couple of weeks were tough for you being on the sidelines.
Yeah, it definitely sucked, you know, just seeing my guys out there, you know, at times having fun and at times, you know, not being able to know what to do against someone like Rumson because, you know, also Trey had an injury. It definitely sucked. I just try to stay in good faith the whole time, you know, just trust God's plan. For me, I just always the mental reps for me. Mahoney was always telling me to just keep the mental reps, keep watching the film, you know, try to stay the best you can mentally. And I knew once I got out there, you know, I was just going to do me and just go out there and ball out.
Jason, I don't know if you were able to look around the rest of the state this week, but there was a game with over 121 points total scored. There was, you know, a couple 2-point conversion attempts in late in games, and it ended up being you guys against Homedale that really stole the show. Just talk to me about being in a big spot there and really being the talk of, you know, the entire state this week. You two guys just going back and forth in a heavyweight matchup.
Yeah, you know, it was definitely a great battle. You know, I think the first half we showed a lot of dominance, and I guess you could say we kind of backed off a little bit, but you can never do that to a team like Homedale because, you know, they're a very high-scoring team. If you give them a little bit, they're going to take all of the best that they can. But, you know, it's awesome. I feel like we practice so hard and we work for these moments. For us, it's just another play. Like those big moment like spotlights and stuff like that. For me, it's just another rep because we prioritize moments like that in practice.
I want to talk about one guy that I think is one of the best receivers in the state, and that's Nizier Matthews. 10 for $157. Tell Coach Curry, a good coach, to throw him the ball more. I think 10's not enough. That's how good this kid is. What's it like to throw the ball to him, knowing he's going to do something special?
I mean, it's awesome, truly. Shout out to him. He actually just broke our school all-time record for receiving yards, so congratulations to him. I don't think he even gets enough credit than he does right now, honestly. You know, all of us work so hard, but there's been so many times where, you know, we just went to the fields to get those routes in. It's the little things, you know, like for us, if I'm going to call a fade, it's those little steps that prioritize that or to put it to the outside shoulder. And he's always working on his craft, tries to be the best that he can. So to me, it's just a privilege. I have a lot of trust in him.
Jason Lajara, an unbelievable performance. A big win for Brick Memorial, 55-41 over Homedale. Thanks so much for taking the time. Give my best to everybody down there at the Mustangs. And by the way, I owe you a gift card, Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game. So I'm going to get that to you sometime soon. Make sure you take the fellas out to that Brick Buffalo Wild Wings.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
ACI Medical and Dental School in Eatontown is celebrating 20 years of new beginnings and 20 years of new careers. Start your new career as a medical or dental assistant in less than 4 months. From a talented faculty and staff to state-of-the-art equipment and training, ACI's medical and dental training programs are designed to help students succeed. Registration is open for day and evening classes. Visit aci.edu to begin your healthcare journey.
Thank you to ACI Medical and Dental School for always sponsoring the Shore Conference Game of the Week. And this week, Rich, another no-brainer. Red Bank Catholic, Rumson Fairhaven.
Wow.
Number one in the Shore is up for grabs again.
Yeah, look, big credit to the Caseys, right?
Yes.
You got these 2 freshman kids that continue to dazzle every single week. Ramir Rivera at quarterback, Gabe Kemp at running back. Kemp ran for 282 against St. John Vianney.
How many carries? 38?
38.
Oh, my God.
Need pack a lunch. They're running him into the ground. I wonder if Mike Lang promised him, hey, you're going to get a lot of carries if you come via Casey. Well,
yeah.
He's living up to it.
38's a lot.
Yeah. Hey, look, they're, you always, when you watch them, you always got to remind yourself, like, they're just freshmen.
Yeah.
And they have passed every test thrown their way. And now I call it the last big game in the Shore, 1 against 3, RBC's undefeated. After this game, everyone will just kind of get into playoff mode, right?
Yeah, sure.
We just talked to Jason Lajara. You got Brick Memorial Southern will be a big one for A South. But when it comes to who's the best team in the Shore, if Red Bank Catholic wins this, it's over.
Yeah.
Now, if RFH comes up with a W, now you're like, okay, you take the 3 teams, the Homedale and all this, now you stick Brick Memorial in there. It's like a round robin, and they all kind of beat each other up and all have 1 loss. But it's Red Bank Catholics to take that kind of unofficial Shore Conference championship. They played last year. Rumson won 26-11.
Wow.
So, the number of public teams that beat RBC is a very short list.
Yeah.
Right? You can think way back when Kenny Pickett did it at Ocean. He's in the NFL right now with the Las Vegas Raiders. You think of those public teams. Toms River North did it. It's a small list, so Rumson is going to embrace that challenge. They lost Kellen Murray, but this Ryder Izzo kid has stepped up. You talk about big numbers. They had a bye, so the week before Mid-North, he ran for 344.
Oh, my gosh.
Set a school record. He beat Charlie Volker's school record by like 20 yards. Volker played 4 years at Princeton.
Yeah.
And was an Olympian on the U.S. bobsled team.
Right, he's a bobsledder now.
He beat an Olympian to get that record.
Oh, it just goes to show Rumson, you look at the sidelines on a Rumson football game, the math doesn't add up to the size school that they are, right? Because it's like there's like 90, 95 kids. They just pull so many kids in from those two communities to play football. And there's always another guy there to step up and play a big role. And Ryder Izzo is that guy this year. So, look, I mean, that's going to be really interesting. Is that at Rumson or
That's at Rumson.
Okay, so you're going to get there early, I hope?
I'm going to get there early. I've kind of got my secret spot, so I'm going to get there a little early. And
they bring you in with the Jet Airlines.
That's right.
Right? Yeah, they say Rich is going to park right there.
Yeah, they kind of keep the buses away from me. It's always a big thank you to them. That's usually when we catch up, right? When you're driving up north, and I'll be sitting in that Rumson parking lot marking my territory.
Yeah.
But, listen, that's going to be a tremendous game, and I think the Shore has done a great job of stacking things the right way, and they've kind of gone geographical. So it's like A, B, C, and D, and it's like the best Southern teams are in the A. That's where you see Brick Memorial, Southern Regional, Jackson, and then the A has got Mid-North, Mid-South, RBC, RFH. So it's a great grouping, and then you're seeing these teams in the lower tiers, stepping up and surprising people. I know on Saturday we're going to go. I'll give a quick shout out to Red Bank Regional.
Sure.
4-1. I think everyone was thinking it was going to be a long year in Little Silver. They got a kid who if
pops off on the film.
If there's any college coaches you want to get a free, Jameer Lane Bailey.
Yeah.
He's 6'5", 6'6". You can't teach 6'5".
Nope.
And he's got that frame where if he gets a little muscle on him, somebody should jump on him. He's got 6 sacks.
Okay.
He had 2 touchdown catches the other day too.
Yeah, that kid's a problem.
Yeah.
And they go down to play Manasquan, right?
They play Manasquan. I think and Ace ATN, great running back. That's going to be a good game.
Sneaky good game.
Yeah, underrated good game. And then Friday you got Wayne Valley Ramapo?
Yeah, look, Wayne Valley has, certainly jumped into the top 20 conversation. They should be in that after beating Wayne Hills, who was previously undefeated on Friday night. We talked about that game earlier. So Wayne Valley has a lot of momentum right now. First-year head coach Chris Benaquista has been around the block for a couple decades. New Jersey high school football, most recently was the head coach over at West Essex. He's now in his first year at Wayne Valley, and they have just continued to grow. I mean, Wayne Valley's been blessed with really, really good coaches over the last 10 to 15 years. So they've got another really good one in Coach Chris, and Wayne Valley now, after beating Wayne Hills, you get to go play Ramapo. And, I mean, look, that's one of the tougher 2-week stretches for a public school you could possibly have in New Jersey. Ramapo just coming off a sizable win over Passaic Tech, a physical Passaic Tech team. So they continue to show that they are absolutely still in the top 20 conversation. Casey Grusser having a great year over there. Ramapo's defense playing well. They've held a number of really athletic and talented teams to single touchdown performances. So that's going to be a monster game. That's where I'm going to be up in Franklin Lakes on Friday. A couple other games that we're going to be at: Hunterdon Central Ridge on Friday night, Irvington Passaic Tech, 2 3-3 teams, both hungry for a big win. We're going to be there as well. Rich, Saturday, Don Bosco St. Joe's.
I'm in. I'm ready to see the Ironman. I can't wait. And look, it's a gauntlet, right?
Oh, yeah.
Every week's a battle, and that's the challenge is, can you get up? Can you stay focused? We've seen Don Bosco do it for 2 weeks, and now there's no break. Now here comes Joe's.
Yeah.
Is Joe's going to get healthy? I'm hoping if we see a full a Lamar Best, a Nate Bailey, if they're all back in the mix, that's going to be another great test for Don Bosco, and just a testament to this great football we get to see every single week. It's just awesome.
It's incredible. Yeah, I hope you get the full experience up there at Joe's. I have a feeling those guys are going to be in a lot better shape this week. They were on bye last week.
Right.
So, the coaching staff did the right thing. Sit them out for the St. Peter's game, get 2 weeks of rest, make sure everybody's okay. That's just going to be an awesome game. So I'm really excited for you to get up there to Montvale and see a big boy game.
All the highlights will be posted Friday night, Saturday night, and even a little bit Sunday.
Yeah.
Right here on JerseySportsZone.com.
No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
It's time for another Blast from the Past, brought to you by the Heldridge, New Brunswick's only 4-star hotel.
Welcome to Blast from the Past, sponsored by the Heldridge. I'm Tyler Mraz. In Week 5 of the NFL season, Indianapolis Colts running back Jonathan Taylor shined bright in their win over the Las Vegas Raiders with 3 rushing touchdowns. Back in 2021, Mike Frankel highlighted the Salem natives' annual youth clinic.
After a sensational college career at Wisconsin, Jonathan Taylor rushed for over 1,000 yards as a rookie for the Indianapolis Colts last season. His football journey started right here in Salem. On Sunday, Taylor returned to his hometown to host a youth clinic.
It's my way of giving back because when I was a kid, there were athletes that I looked up to that I wanted to be like. They were my role models. So being able to come back, have these kids see their role model, having these kids be able to be taught by their role model, as well as these other fabulous coaches is something that is a dream of mine.
Blast from the Past is brought to you by the Heldridge, New Brunswick's only 4-star hotel and a preferred hotel of Rutgers football fans since 2005. The Heldridge helps you make the most of your game day weekend, providing premium accommodations in the cultural heart of downtown New Brunswick. Restaurants, bars, theaters, parks, museums, and more are only steps away. Whether you're traveling alone or with a large group, book your stay at the Heldridge and make the most of your game day weekend.
All right, we've been talking a lot of football. How about a little bit of hoops? Let's get in a little basketball mindset. Always looking at those big recruiting names, and one of our guys is going to go play for one of the all-time greats, Tom Izzo in Michigan State. I'm sure you're not surprised about Julius Avent going to a marquee college basketball program.
Certainly not. This is a guy at Bergen Catholic who we've been watching from afar, growing up, the potential. Everybody at BC is like, hey, Julius is growing. He's getting better and better. And we saw him explode during a monster junior season at Bergen. I mean, just a bunch of guys who led Bergen Catholic to a non-public A-state championship. It was a different guy every single night having a monster game. And Julius, it's not surprising. You know, I saw some pictures. The Bergen Catholic administration tweeted out some pictures of Tom Izzo with the Bergen Catholic basketball coaching staff a couple weeks ago, and then magically Julius Avent's announcing his commitment last week. So I think everybody kind of knew maybe what was going to happen there. He had a trip to Seton Hall that got canceled too, so the pieces of the puzzle kind of fit in there. But Julius is an awesome player. Really starting to live up to his potential now. Going to be the A1 guy at Bergen Catholic coming into the 2025 season. He averaged 14 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, but there were some times where he just took over. He had a massive performance in an overtime win against Hudson Catholic on a Sunday up at Caldwell University that I saw. You got to see him play an awesome game in the state final at Rutgers over Camden Catholic. This guy does it all, and he's going to be the face of Bergen Catholic basketball this year.
And you always heap praises on these great coaches that we get to interact with. And Coach Armstrong at Bergen Catholic consistently produces elite talent. You think of Fremantle and Zona.
Yeah.
And those guys. I mean, Bergen Catholic has just become a place for basketball to produce great Division I talent. So big credit. Coach Armstrong does a great job.
Yes.
I think he schedules really smart and well. He seems to pick those right games where he tests himself, like, opening on the road at Ramapo. I saw them last year.
Yeah.
I saw Wooker Fenning dunk like, 7 or 8 times.
Yeah.
Avent had a jam in there, so it was fun putting his highlight reel together.
Oh, man.
Because we had some good ones there.
He does a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Finishes through contact, the breakaway dunks.
Distributes the basketball.
Distributes the basketball. He's got no problem passing because you get all these guys that collapse on him. And then he hits a couple threes, too. I mean, he just does everything. He's just a load to handle with. Bergen's got a gem there. And, look, I think we're going to be talking about basketball a lot in the next 2 months, but Bergen looks like the team that could be opening the year at number 1 in New Jersey. I don't know. My Plainfield friends over there might have a lot to say about that. I got to be careful. I'm not stepping on anybody's toes over at Plainfield. I think they know what they've got and what Bergen Catholic has, but certainly an exciting basketball season. Julius, the number 2 New Jersey recruit that's in New Jersey right now. We had a lot of guys leave.
Don't like that,
but that's okay. But Julius certainly deserving of a very high ranking in the class of 2026.
We're going to blink and we'll be right in the middle of all the basketball action, but we still have fall sports, and when we come back, it's time to spin the wheel one more time to find out where we're going. Good news, we had a wheel winner.
Yes.
I'll tell you about that when we come back.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Get back the life you love.
Jay, I'm looking at your laptop. And
I know.
There's a lot of slivers on the wheel.
They got smaller.
We did and thanks to everybody for interacting with us. We made a post again, and we just said, hey, we probably added about another 15 to 20 different teams. So we're going to do this till the end of the month. Once the playoffs roll around, the wheel goes away until the start of winter sports season. And I'm just thinking with 4 different sports, the wheels, like the slivers, might be this big.
Yeah, the winter, it's going to be terrifying. I can't even think about the winter wheel. But right now, the fall wheel, we added a bunch of names on. You were able to get our first wheel winner.
Right. So we've gotten 3 names drawn so far.
Yes.
Delran football, loss. Colts Neck field hockey, TBD.
We're
working on getting them.
Yes.
Got to move some pieces around. We are going to get the Cougars field hockey team. Boundbrook won last week.
Yeah.
I went from the Red Bulls practice to Boundbrook. They pumped in 4 goals in the first half, beat Belvedere 5-1.
We love it.
Good Group 1 team. I was excited to give them the highlights. So the wheel right now, we're 1-1. Shout out Boundbrook getting the W. And now we're going to find out where the next place we're going to. Promised coverage from Jersey Sports Zone.
Guaranteed coverage. We are spinning the wheel. There is over 80 slices on the wheel this week. It's daunting. We are landing on a team that I was just at
West Essex.
West Essex football. Our guy Jake Long won
Game Ball.
The JSZ Game Ball last week. I made a trip up there to West Essex to present that to him. It was a great presentation with the offensive line. Those guys are really jacked up. They're like, hey, can I be in the video? I said, get the big boys over here. Let's get the big boys in there. So we had a good presentation, and they have been talking about some games that we got to get to, and a game that is a massive West Essex game coming up in 2 weeks. After this week is going to be Hanover Park at West Essex. Now, I'm not promising that we can get there, but it's on the short list.
We got to try.
We're definitely going to try. West Essex head coach Dan Fulton last year was the head coach at Hanover Park.
It's a great storyline.
A great storyline. So Hanover Park is undefeated right now. West Essex has just picked up another win. They beat Passaic Valley last week. So these are 2 teams that are going to be really hot. That might be where we end up for West Essex football. We'll have to stay tuned, but look at that. The Knights.
Isn't this wild that this just happened and you just happened to you were just at West Essex, so it's almost like I feel like I'm talking to like an embedded West Essex reporter. Like you're locked in on West Essex. It's so impressive.
I had to wait for them to get through special teams, so I was chatting with some of the guys on the side, and we were having some good football conversation. We were going through everything. So yeah, Jake had a monster game, a 5-touchdown game. They're playing really good. They're playing really well, I should say, West Essex. So, we'll see. Well, West Essex football, winners on the wheel. Let's see if we can pick up a dub too.
And look, thank you so much for everyone for interacting with us. We really enjoy this and appreciate if you go in the comments or just send us a DM. We'll throw your name on the list. That's what we do before we start. We gather up all the names.
We just did. We threw a dozen names on.
Right. So we will do it. Hopefully we can get some more girls sports in there, more girls soccer. But thank you again. This is our way of thanking you for being a big Jersey Sports Zone supporter. And I'm excited. West Essex, way to go.
Let's go. Essex County football. It's definitely up there in the statewide county rankings. Essex football has been really fun this year. So that should be a great game.
We'll say goodbye when we come back.
Comprehensive, academic, and award-winning. New Jersey deserves nothing less. Learn more at rwjbh.org/US News.
Buffalo Wild Wings has teamed up with Jersey Sports Zone to honor high school athletes across the state with gift cards. We'll have Buffalo Wild Wings Player of the Game interviews all year long. Visit Buffalo Wild Wings locations in North Brunswick, Bridgewater, West Windsor, Flemington, Brick, and Toms River. A special thanks to the Munson Restaurant Group for supporting New Jersey high school athletes and Jersey Sports Zone.
Well, Jay, it was another great week of action. Always excited to kind of set the table for what we're going to be doing each and every week. And thanks to everybody for checking out our clips, watching it on YouTube, downloading the pod, and we keep this machine going here.
For sure. Check out Beyond the Score podcast on Instagram. We've creeping up on 1,000 followers already, only through 5 episodes. So we're cross-posting on our Instagram as well, so you'll be able to find everything on there, and then go and follow the podcast IG for specific podcast content. Twitter, Facebook, everything's going to be on there. So TikTok as well. We're creeping up on 50,000 followers on the Jersey Sports on TikTok too. So
we got 50K on X. That's another milestone.
Another milestone.
My goal. We're not big. Please follow us on social media.
No.
But I would be willing to. We're almost at the halfway part on YouTube.
Yeah.
When we get to 100K, we would have the YouTube thing on the set, the YouTube plaque. That would be incredible.
Yeah. That'll go right here.
We put that right there. Because that's, look, we're halfway there.
Yeah.
Just like Bon Jovi said, we're living on a prayer. But I would love to get that. So I don't know what we could do. We'd have to do something maybe crazy viral on YouTube or something. But that's the dream.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it.
I like the sound of that.
He's Jay Cook. I'm Rich Krampanis. Thanks so much for checking out Beyond the Score, presented by RWJ Barnabas Health. Episode 6 in the books.
If you have chronic joint or back pain, this is probably where you spend your time. Might we suggest a better destination that's close to home? RWJ Barnabas Health, where orthopedic surgeons designed the surgical implants that are now used around the world, and where you'll be cared for by the same doctors that treat professional athletes and rising stars. Get back to what you've been missing. Orthopedic care. Do it right. Here, RWJ Barnabas Health.